In this first look video, we are checking out a WordPress plugin called Firebox. As it shows on my screen, this plugin is going to drive sales and collect emails using smart pop-ups. Before we poke around the website here a bit and then look at the actual solution together, just a quick bit of housekeeping. First look videos cover products and services that we have no prior experience with. They show vendors how new users experience their website, product, and services for the very first time. These videos are unedited, high-level introductions that are not paid for, they're not sponsored, and they contain no affiliate links. If you would like videos like this or other types of videos created for your business, go to influencewp.com/partners and request your free lifetime partner membership. And we thank Firebox for being a partner. And if you go over to our website, find the deals area, do a search for Firebox, grab that exclusive deal if you like what you see in this video. All right, so the website we're looking at is fireplugins.com. Very easy domain name. I typically dive down into the footer unless there's something that catches my eye on the homepage or in the header area. So we're just going to go ahead and start diving down into the footer, see what we see. Beautiful website, by the way. Let's go ahead and keep moving down. Lots of features, lots and lots of features I'm seeing. Lots. Okay. Let's see what we see here. Solutions, formats, triggers. Okay, so that's kind of like stuff about the product up there. Let's go check out the About page. They have an affiliate program. If that's something you're interested in, you can follow them on Facebook and X Twitter. I want to check out the documentation. It looks like they have a discount for nonprofits. That is a very, very cool thing to see. Let's see what else. We've got documentation pulled up. Okay. Let's go back up in here to the header area and see what we see. Change log, beautiful. Roadmap, beautiful. They have a demo if you want to check that out. So let's rattle off all of these features really quick, just because we're probably not going to be able to cover them in the when we get over to looking at the actual solution. I want to just make sure I rattle all of these off. So solutions: increase product sales, shop cart abandonment, grow email lists, grow social networks, collect email addresses. Under formats, we see you can use pop-ups, sticky bars, sidebar pop-ups, full screen pop-ups, slide-in pop-ups, welcome mats, floating button pop-ups. Under triggers, we've got page load pop-ups, exit intent pop-ups, click pop-ups, scroll pop-ups, time delay pop-ups. I'm saying pop-ups a lot. Idle pop-ups, hover pop-ups. And then under tools, free shipping bar, cookie law consent, ad block detection, age verification, external link notice, terms and conditions, scroll to top, toast notifications. Under integrations, we've got WordPress pop-up, WooCommerce, MailChimp, Easy Digital Downloads, Brevo, Zapier, and ACY Mailing. I'm not familiar with that one, but ACY Mailing is an integration. And then they've got a list. Yeah, okay. So this is comparing competitors. So they list, if you want to check out some of their competition and how they stack up, you can check that out. All right, check out the About page. Beautiful. We got information about the team. Good story for the founding story there. Beautiful. Faces with names. Awesome. This is how you do an About page. That is absolutely beautiful. Well done there. Documentation looks great. Let's go to getting started. Let's just pick a random article, videos, screenshots, annotation. Amazing. So far, so great. We've got a changelog with dates and version numbers. I mean, they are hitting all the right notes here. Beautiful stuff. Check out the roadmap. You can request a feature here. And then we've got recently completed and then on the roadmap here. And you can subscribe to find out when new releases are coming out. All right, love everything that I'm seeing here. Let's go to the documentation again. Where was that? Here we go. I'm going to pull this over to my other screen in case we need it. Other than that, let's get going. So I have Firebox installed, Firebox Pro. We do not need the base version, the free version to run this, at least from what I understand. So let's go ahead and go to Firebox. So off the bat, we're under the overview tab, and let's see, the license key is missing. How do I get that really quickly? I think I'm logged in. Let me log in on my other screen. Yeah, bear with me one second here. I apologize. Maybe we don't need to activate it to receive updates and yeah, to unlock all features. Let me get this. Let me get this going here. All right, I have the login. So let me grab this key. All right, license key. Grabbing it now, grabbing it now, grabbing it now, grabbing it now. Okay, here's the key. Got it. Okay, I apologize again. It's my bad. Okay, let me bring this over to my other screen and license this up. Perfect. License key activated. Okay, so again, we are under the Firebox overview tab. Right off the bat, we have an option to create a new campaign, but let's not do that just yet. We also see a dashboard here where we can check out our views, conversions, conversion rates, performance, so all kinds of stats, information about recent campaigns. We've got templates we can fire up here. Let's go to campaigns, which we don't have any yet, so this will be more meaningful here in a bit. Let's go to analytics. Again, we don't have anything going on this site, brand new install, but a very nice dashboard. Clicking into one of these gearboxes, we can change some settings, views, conversions, conversion rates. Very, very nice. Okay, let's go to submissions. So this would be anytime somebody uses a pop-up, for example, and maybe there's a form in there. This is going to track those submissions. Let's go to settings. Okay, general settings, media. Set whether to enable the Firebox CSS library as well as whether to load the campaign animations. We'll just go with the defaults there to load the style sheet. Other, set whether to display the copyright message or whether to enable debug mode. We're just going to go again. This is just a high level introduction. We can see that there's a million features, which is a great thing here. But we're going to go with just the defaults here. Obviously, we don't want to turn any debug options on here because it's a new install. We have nothing to troubleshoot at this point. Let's go to advanced. So here we've got some analytics, how long to store those analytics, PHP scripts. We're not going to turn that on. Google Analytics tracking. We're not going to mess with that in this video, but just know this is an option. As it says here, Firebox will automatically sync data to your Google Analytics account. JSON API, we're going to skip that. It's more advanced. Let's go over to geolocation. Geolocation service provides features such as finding out the country of a particular IP address. So someone visits your site, they have an IP address. This can determine where they're located. You can use MaxMind to do that. You'll need a license key from them to set that up. Once you do that, you're going to want to click Update Database here to update the database. Pull down that MaxMind database so that it's got the most current records and whatnot in there. Look up IP address. So if you know of an IP address, you can punch that in and look it up and find out details. Let's go over to CAPTCHA. I love that they include Cloudflare turnstile. I use that on all of my websites for spam protection. So if you use Cloudflare, just jump over there. Super easy to generate your site key, secret key, punch that in here, and you should be good to go. Otherwise, you can use HCAPTCHA here. Under data, we see that by default, when you remove Firebox from your site, this plugin is going to clean up after itself, which is a great feature. All plugins, in my opinion, should have this feature, and it's good to see that that is turned on by default. Usage tracking. Do you want to allow Firebox to collect and send usage data to help improve with the plugin? Up to you there. And then that's the license key. Down here, we see you can give feedback. We can see what's new. We can get some help. We can switch to dark mode, which I am going to do right now because I prefer dark mode. There we go. That is a cool feature. Loving it. All right, let's go over to, we're not going to create a new campaign just yet. So let's back out of that. I think we've already seen this. Yeah, it actually looks, I like it in light mode. It's not fully dark mode yet. So let's just flip over to light mode. Let's go to analytics. Okay, we've already seen that. So these are just kind of like duplicate menu items that we've already seen over here. Let's go to import, see what we can do there. Import campaigns. So if you've got a campaign that you really like and maybe you've got multiple sites that you have for your under your brand. You could bring those in, or maybe for your client sites. Let's go here, publish campaigns. Okay, cool. So you import them in, publish them. It's basically like, how do you want to import them? As exported, publish campaigns. You not want to publish them when you bring them in, or do you want to publish? Okay. This is going to, as exported, this is going to respect that import from the other side when you go to, so you export it from one of your sites, and let's pretend this is your import site. When you go to import it, you're saying to respect whatever it is that you did on the other site. Okay, quick link to documentation. I do have recommendation here. Please open that in a new tab. If this was even if this was my site, but especially if this was a client site, I don't want this taking them off site. That's just my personal opinion. A little bit of feedback there. Okay, so I think the only thing left to do here is let's do a campaign. All right, let's see what this is right here, like a little filter. Okay, cool. So expand the filters. Halloween is, let's do summer. It's summer here. I was gonna say Halloween is creeping up on us here. I'm already seeing stuff in the stores for decorating for Halloween, which is crazy, but let's just go summer here. Let's just go with this first one. Let's do up to 40%. Actually, we can preview it. Check it out on desktop. Check it out on tablet. Check it out on mobile. Super, super cool stuff. Click this little information there. Okay, oh, that's cool. All right, from here, we can also just go ahead and insert that template. Let me back out though. So we see all of these template types of pop-ups we can have. We can also search. We can also favorite these if we're like trying to make a decision and come back later. We can sort by trending, featured, popular, or newest. All right, let's just go with this first one. Insert. There we go. Can we click on this design here? Yep, looks like we can. Yeah, it makes sense, right? You got to be able to adjust the copy and the elements, right? Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, so over here on the right-hand side, we've got Firebox, and it's kind of like, we'll stay in the fire. I keep struggling not to say Firefox. So here we go. We can even give this a name if we want. So let's go ahead and skip that for now. It's currently in draft, but we can publish it. Format. Here we go. So we have currently we're in pop-up, but we can adjust the format on the fly. We've got all kinds of different options, full screen. All right, let's just go with the original. Then you can choose the position. So we're currently centered. We can go top left, top right, so on and so forth. How is this triggered? Currently it's on page load, but you have all these. Look at this is just beautiful. How this is beautiful. Beautiful UI. Okay, page load, click, hover, scroll depth, element visibility, exit intent. We already went over all of these in the beginning of the video, but you have lots of options. Early trigger, I'm not quite sure what that means. Here we have a delay, so like maybe we don't want to show this right away in the page loads. Maybe we could do 2 seconds. Let's try that. Background overlay, do we want to hide what's behind the pop-up? Let's go ahead and do that. And we can adjust the opacity of this. Let's go a little bit darker, just so people focus on this. Blur level, let's go strong. Let's go medium. So that's whatever that content is behind here is going to be blurred. Close on click. So I'm not sure where that click. Oh, it's on the overlay. So if they click outside this pop-up, it's going to close. That's a good thing to have. Under design, we can do the width, the height, the padding. We're going to leave all of this as is. We're going to leave all of the colors as is. We can change the background image. Image is background. Yep. Background image. Okay. We can adjust the borders, the border radius. Let's go border radius of 20. Let's go even greater so you can see it. There we go. That's awesome. Cool. If you want a really flashy border, maybe we come in here and we do it like that really flashy yellow or gold. And maybe we set this to like a 5 pixel. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. Okay, we'll skip that. It doesn't appear to be doing anything. Border, we chose the color. Style, okay. Maybe, there we go. Okay, so I didn't choose the style. So you have to choose the style. Okay, that is a flashy pop-up. That's beautiful. Do we want to enable a shadow? We'll just leave the defaults. Animation, all kinds of animation. I'm assuming, yeah, beautiful. We'll just stick with the fade in, close animation, fade out. That's awesome. Open close behavior. Every time the page loads, or you've got once per session, once per day, once per week. Custom. Let's check out custom. Okay. Yeah, we'll skip custom. We won't get into all that, but just know that that is there. Oh, you can play a sound when it opens. That's cool. We'll stick with no sound for now. When closed, what happens? Keep showing the campaign, hide forever, hide for the remaining session, hide for X amount of days, hours, minutes. Man, this is just fantastic. Auto close. So it loads after we have it loading after 2 seconds. Do we want it just auto closing under some parameters? Yep, after a certain amount of seconds. Floating button, show on close. I'm not quite sure what that does. Floating button position. Oh, okay, here. So you can put a message up here. I got it. Okay, so you have like a message outside. Okay, I got it. So outside of the pop-up, you can put something in there. Clicking on that, we can then put our message in here, adjust the font size, background color, and text. That is really, really cool. So that's show on close. Close button. We could do a close button inside. We can do one outside. So you kind of see this here. So it's right here. And then we can put it outside or we can hide it all together. Let's go with the defaults of inside. Button type. We can do icon. We can do a custom image. Here we can adjust the color. Hover color, size. We can go like huge. You probably wouldn't want to do that, but there you go. We can put a delay. So maybe you don't want to show that close icon right away. Maybe we do that after 5 seconds. Actions. We can add an action, give it a label, an event. Here's our action, open a campaign, close, redirect to URL, reload page, run some JavaScript. I'm just thoroughly impressed with this. Let's go display conditions. Who should see this campaign? Everyone, mirror another campaign, or set custom rules. Click on set custom rules. Display when all or any of these conditions are met, and you've got all of these conditions that you can choose. Wow. PHP scripts, we're going to skip that for now, but just know that option is there. Under advanced, we can insert some custom JavaScript, custom CSS, prevent page scrolling, enable statistics. We could go test mode. So maybe, I'm assuming, how would that work here? Trying to think how that would work. Maybe only you, the administrator, can see it before it actually goes live. I'm guessing that's what it's for. Or maybe it activates something here in the back end, or like for your actions and whatnot. Anyway, it's there. CSS class suffix, ordering Z index, accessibility options, autofocus, close with escape key. I always like to have that close with escape key option. I'm not 100% sure what autofocus does. We'll skip that for now. And then we have a link down here in the bottom right, Firebox help desk, and then deprecated settings. All right, so let's go ahead and publish this thing. The only thing we didn't do, we didn't style it up. That's fine. That was not what we're going to do here. Page load. Where did we determine where this is going to appear? So it's going to trigger on a page load. Okay, so we need to go back to our display conditions. Display conditions, set custom rule. We want everyone to see it. Okay, so where do you say, let me refresh this whole thing. I think I want all my menus to collapse back. Okay. format. Let's close so it didn't collapse all these. I think that would be a cool feature, guys, too. If you can think about adding that, is like, well, I'm going to collapse all of these options. Oops, don't want that. Okay, we're back to here. So we need to figure out where we are going to display this. So I would think this would be under display conditions. Let's go. I'm not sure where you say which page. Let's go. Let's just get out of this. Let's go back to. Oh, this is interesting. So it uses the WordPress block editor. You can just drop blocks in here. Super, super cool. Beautiful. Okay, but let's get back to the main WordPress dashboard. How do we do that? There we go. Okay. So this is our pop-up we created. I need to figure out how to get this on a page. So maybe we go to all pages. Maybe we edit a page. Maybe there's a block. So let's do a slash. You can do it with the block editor. You can do a slash, and then maybe we'll type in Firebox. Another way we can do it is go here and click on this plus icon in the top left. And maybe we just see what's in here. Here we go. So here's the Firebox stuff. Embed campaign experimental. Yeah, we don't really need to do that. We just need to trigger the pop-up. I would think it's in the campaign. And I would think, as I've said a couple of times, I would think it would be in the display conditions. So let's go set custom rules. Click on that. Okay. Select conditions. Okay, here we go. WordPress page is, here we go. Text. Boom. That's what we needed. Save. Save. Okay, so let's go to the test page on the front end. And the way that our pop-up is configured, we had it to delay for 2 seconds. We had that close icon appearing after 5 seconds. Let's just test all of this out. Let's try this. Let's go. Boom. 1, 2, pop up, 3, 4, 5, close icon. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's now go to our let's do a refresh on this screen. Let's go to the overview tab. We should see stats. Boom. Here's our view stats. Things are populating. We have no conversions or anything because we haven't really acted. So let's go. Let's try this explore now button and see what that does. Boom. Let's refresh this. That still doesn't give us a conversion. Let's go click on this. So then you would go and then, like, let's say you would go to the shop and there would be a product in here. And then let's say there's a coupon area and you could do this. And once you completed your checkout and everything, that would be a conversion. And then your conversion rate would populate based on the success, right? So that's the overview. Here we have our analytics over the last 7 days, 2 views. Oh, so it did mark it as converted. So I think they're calling a conversion like you are clicking on that button, right? Of that pop-up. Okay. And I'm pretty sure, without diving into this, I'm pretty sure you can set that up at a granular level, what equates to a conversion in your eyes. Okay, so we have views are selected by default. We can also toggle on some other boxes, conversions, conversion rate. This is just gorgeous. We can filter by specific campaigns. Absolutely gorgeous. Submissions. We don't have any of those going on. So for that, you could go in here. Let's go back into our campaigns. Let's do new campaign. And maybe here we do a form. I'm not sure how. Maybe we do a search for form. Here we go. So let's insert this form. I love that you can build this with the block editor. So here we see a form, right? So let's say that somebody filled in, and this is like a newsletter subscription. Let's say they filled that out. Going back here to our dashboard, that's where the submissions would show up in here. Okay. All right. I think that's it. An absolutely stunning plugin, in my opinion. Stunning, stunning plugin. All these templates. Yeah, very cool. Love that it works with the block editor. That's just another bonus. All right, that's Firebox. Again, if you love what you saw in this video, if you're loving it as much as I do, influencewp.com, go find the deal section, do a search for Firebox, grab that exclusive deal. I think you'll be happy with this. All right, I will see you all in the next video. Thanks.